All right, let me be real with you. Your LinkedIn profile is either working for you or it's working against you. It's either a money-making magnet or it's just sitting there collecting dust. And if recruiters aren't reaching out, if your inbox isn't filling up with opportunities, it's because your profile is failing at the one thing it's supposed to do: grab attention and sell your value. Most LinkedIn profiles, boring, either completely empty or packed with corporate jargon and buzzwords like detail-oriented and team player. That's not getting you hired. Nobody's scrolling through LinkedIn thinking,
Wow, this person's proficient in Microsoft Excel. We need them on our team immediately.
what recruiters, hiring managers, and potential clients actually care about is one thing: can this person solve my problem? If your profile doesn't immediately make it clear that you are the solution, you're not going to rank in recruiter searches, and you're not going to get inbound opportunities, and you're definitely not going to land more interviews. But here's the good news: it is completely fixable. And all it takes are 4 simple steps to turn your LinkedIn profile into a job offer magnet that gets recruiters reaching out to you. And it starts with step 1, your headline. Most people make the mistake of just listing their profile title. So something like marketing manager at XYZ Corp. It's forgettable, and it doesn't tell anyone why they should care. So think of your headline like a billboard on a really busy highway. You have seconds to grab someone's attention before someone scrolls past. Instead of just listing your job title, use your headline to make a clear promise of value. So instead of saying marketing manager, say something like helping brands grow revenue with data-driven marketing. 10 plus years of proven results. See the difference? This works because it tells people exactly what you do, the impact that you bring, and why they should pay attention all in one glance. So to craft a killer headline, ask yourself these 3 questions. What do I do? How do I solve problems? And what tangible results have I delivered? And if you can answer those, your headline is going to make recruiters stop scrolling and click on your profile. Now, step 2, if your headline grabs attention, your summary has to keep it. But this is where most people completely drop the ball. They either leave it blank or they turn it into a boring autobiography. Nobody cares about your life story. They care about what you can do for them. Your summary, that's your elevator pitch, and it needs to answer 2 key questions. Why should they care about you? And what can you do for them? The best approach is to start with a hook that grabs attention. So something like, in a world where companies struggle to cut through the noise, I help businesses grow revenue by turning data into actionable strategies. Then highlight 2 to 3 major achievements that prove your value. So something like, in my career, I've managed over $10 million in ad spend, driving a 35% ROI increase for my clients. And finally, end with a clear call to action. So something simple like, are you looking for somebody to help scale your marketing team's results? Let's connect. Keep it short, keep it direct, and most importantly, make it about them, not you. Even if you write a killer headline and a killer summary, nothing's going to matter if nobody can find you. So before we can move on to the next tip, if you're wondering what type of job is truly the best fit for you, I've got something to help. So check out the link in my description for my free 2-minute quiz to find out, because it's super quick, it's easy, it's going to give you clarity on your next step. So check it out in the description below. And this is where step 3 comes in: LinkedIn SEO. This is your secret weapon. If you're not showing up in recruiter searches, it's because you're not using the right keywords. And this is where most people mess up. If a recruiter is searching for a content marketing specialist and your profile just says digital storyteller, guess what? You are invisible. To fix this, you need to weave in the right keywords naturally into your headline, into your summary, and into your experience sections. So use the exact phrases that recruiters are going to search for and not vague or creative terms. Instead of just listing your job title, describe what you do in keyword-rich terms. Avoid generic fluff like motivated and results-driven that don't actually add value. Your skills section is another gold mine in LinkedIn SEO. Recruiters aren't manually scrolling through profiles one by one. They're using search filters, and that's how they find their best candidates. If you don't have the right skills listed, you're not going to show up in searches. So here's what you do. Find 20 to 30 relevant skills based on job descriptions in your industry, using the exact wording recruiters are looking for. So for example, content marketing instead of creative writer. And make sure to match the top 5 skills that the jobs and types of clients that you're targeting. Think of it like Google SEO. If you don't have the right keywords, you don't rank. And when people finally land on your profile, the experience section is where you prove that you're worth their time. But most people get this completely wrong. They just list job duties instead of showcasing results. Here's what most people do: manage social media accounts for a Fortune 500 company. Yawn. Boring. Instead, it should look like this: increased engagement by 45% and generated $500K in revenue by optimizing paid social media campaigns. See the difference? Numbers make your experience stand out. And don't just list full-time jobs. Include freelance work, contract roles, consulting, personal projects, everything that's going to highlight your skills. Another way to boost credibility instantly is by adding media attachments. So you got case studies, a portfolio, a feature in a publication. Showcase it. If you created content that proves your expertise, attach it. But nothing builds credibility faster than step 4, which are recommendations. So let's be real. People trust what others say about you more than what you say about yourself. So a strong LinkedIn recommendation is one of the most powerful trust builders that you can have. But here's the thing, you have to ask strategically. And most people just send a vague request and hope for the best. But don't do that. Instead, be specific. So if you worked on a big project, ask your manager to highlight how your work made an impact. If you helped streamline a process, you could ask a colleague to mention the results. So instead of saying,
Hey, can you write me a recommendation?
you could say, can you speak to how I helped grow the team's productivity by implementing X process? Because the easier that you make it for them, the more likely that they're going to say yes. And here's a pro tip. If you want to double your chances of getting a recommendation, offer to write a draft for them. Most people are happy to help, but hate a blank page. So at the end of the day, LinkedIn isn't just a digital resume. It's a powerful tool for networking, credibility, and career growth. Remember, the right connection at the right time could change everything. So if your profile needs a refresh, start implementing these steps right now. And if you found these tips useful, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.